Okay, so this is just a quick follow-up from the prior video, which if you haven't seen it, I put down in the link description below. And basically at around this time in the morning, I had talked about this price, gave an entire layout for how we're going to trade that Wednesday, January 22nd, and pretty much everything I laid out happened. So it should have been a really big day for every single one of you that applied that. And so here we are into, it's pretty early. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, my time. And we have basically the same play. We've got our key turns level up here. What this means is, yes, we have overextension, but we've already tested key turns. It's possible we can come up here, and all we really need to know, we don't need to guess one way or the other. I think what's important is that you don't predict, what's going to happen, but instead just trade what's happening. And in my experience, if you do this, then you'll have much better results than, okay, well, I should start buying because we're going to head up here. So what I would do is I would probably grab a line. Let's just use array. So roughly 320. So we have this high that was set here, and we came down, and we have this high that we came down. So we really want to get past these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line, and I'll just make it for the whole day at like 320 1/4. You could do the top tick on this one or the top tick on this one. I did it kind of a little bit below that because these are wicks, and I just kind of want to be in about the middle of that. So what I'm going to do is just use this as kind of a barometer to watch for the break. So if we stay above here, there's a pretty good chance that we'll continue on up. That doesn't mean I'm going to buy here and then get out here. It could happen that way, but like I said, we want to trade what the market does, not what we think it's going to do. So we just want to pay attention to these highs, these lows, etc. So we have, this dominant high, just, again, continuing what we talked about in the prior video, we have progressively lower highs. So this high, then we drop down, come up, we have this high, we come down, come up, we have this high, come down, and we just kind of sit down here. We wick past the low of the Globex session, but that's all it is, and then we continue to head up. And so we broke this high, and we broke this high, and we broke this high, but only by a wick, and then we failed to break this high. Okay, so this is not a true directional change because we need to break these highs. So another reason why I'm putting my price there. And if you're confused about that, just take it for whatever it's worth. It's just what I do. I sometimes choose the exact high. So like when we're in like a micro trend like this, or like a short-term trend down, I'll use these exact highs because I want to see if we're going to continue. But when we're something like this, where we have these, multiple highs here, and then we test it again, but, really some wicking through here, I'm just going to kind of go in the middle of that. So that's just where I'm going to do it. So 33.20 1/4, that's the price I'm going to keep my eye on. What I want to see is if we do come up here, we need to break that and hold above it. And then we're going to have strong buying. Okay. Now, right now we're heading down. So this has worked really nicely as a double top. Let's call it that. Okay. So we've got this double top, and then what we look for is we had this low here, we had this one not much further above it, and then all these down here. So we really need to get past this. We really need to get past these prices, and then we'll most likely continue down as long as price holds there. So those are the two areas that I'm watching for. We're just kind of stuck in this range. So we're not trending at all. We're totally sideways. So this is the times where you want to trade support and resistance until we break through and set a trend. So that's the play. We watch for this line to be broken, and we can buy. Ideally, we want to come up and test these. So this is all the way at 35. Another price that I would probably look at is right here, this 25. About 25-ish, 26, somewhere in there, kind of in this range here. And I don't want to get into too much of a tangent, but the reason why is because we had this low set on Tuesday. And yeah, we tested it here, but it was just kind of this is where the market's closing. So I want to see if this can hold as resistance to see if it's a true test. And if we break, we'll probably head higher. So that's kind of like an interim price, and that's how I would do that. So I'd probably put another price, I don't know, maybe like 25.75. So you could do that, and then I'd keep an eye on those prices. Just watch for breaks. We can trade breakouts, and then we can trade breakdowns. Not a lot of movement happening right now. Again, we're stuck in this range, but that's what I would keep an eye on for Thursday, January 23rd. And so again, this is the key turns price all the way up here. So we've got quite a bit of room to make up there. So anyways, that's how I am approaching Thursday, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. And I just want to keep it simple, nothing crazy. I just want to see what the market's going to give. If we're going to break through and have some nice movement, then I want to open up my profit more. If we're going to be kind of stuck like this and a new channel, then it's fine. We can trade back and forth, support and resistance. But I would put those lines in there again, up, the higher 25/26, somewhere in that range. We could probably hit some initial resistance, and that, of course, only happens if we can break this. So that's the first stop, and then if we can stay above it, then it's very likely we'll come up and at least test this, and then we'll see. At that point, we reassess and we follow the same exact method as I just described up here. So anyways, that's it. Very simple. Thursday should be an easy day. Today should have been amazing. Market did exactly as I laid out. So I won't go into details. If you want to look at the details of the projection for Thursday, just watch the previous video. I feel like if I reviewed today, I would just be repeating what I said 4 hours before the market opened, because it basically happened exactly as I laid out. So hopefully in these short videos you can see the process, and it's not complicated. When it's new, it takes a little bit of time to understand, but once you get it, we just do the same thing every day. We just look at, okay, what are the key levels that we're looking for? What is the market doing? Is it running hard or is it sideways like this? And then we just identify the lows and highs that must be broken in order to head in that direction. And that really is the easy part, because it's the most obvious. So anyways, that's it. So have fun trading Thursday. And if you do not yet have the DOP/key turns indicator, there's a link in the description. I didn't cover the box today, but very useful tool. Great box trades today. But anyways, that's a wrap, and we'll see you in the next video.